All right. Hey there. How are you guys? I missed you. Can you hear me, Kim? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Type in the chat if you can hear me. Good evening, Nancy. So, somebody tell me if you can hear me okay to make sure I've got everything reconnected and going correctly. So, let me know if you can. Good evening. I missed you guys. I just wanted to come on tonight for just a minute just to say I'm back. Hopefully, I'm running loud and clear. Thank you, Deb. Awesome. Awesome. I miss you guys. I'm really tired. Can you tell? It's been some late nights. Hey, Robin. Hey, Shelly. Okay, Kim. Thanks. Thanks. All right. So I wanted to come on and say the coupon code was at the beginning. If you missed that, it's on my page. So I've got two different coupons. Be sure and read that carefully. There's one that adds an additional 10% on anything that's on sale. So the kits, the color concentrate kits, for example, are on sale. But if you use that particular code, the Grateful 10, you get an additional 10% off the sale price of anything that's on sale. If you're looking at things that are retail price, you need to use the Thankful 20, and that'll give you 20% off. So you may need to do two different invoices or orders. And if you do that, I will combine the shipping and refund any difference in that. Okay. So since we've been up and down over the last month, which is ready to pull my hair out, so to speak. Anyway, so be sure and use those coupons. I'm not going to tell you when the sale ends, but it's good for a little while. So if there's something you're wanting, this would be a good opportunity to do that. I am by myself tonight. I did not tell Jenny. I didn't want to bother her on a Saturday. So I'm going to look at the comments to see if there's anything. It has been a whirlwind. Yeah, it has. We don't even want to go there. So anyway, I thought, and now last night at 9:15, I was so grateful to Arnold that used to work at Paragon Kilns. I was able to get a hold of him yesterday. He came over at 7:15 last night. He was in town for another call. He was here till 9:30 working on my kiln to ensure me that it was okay. But he adjusted my schedule. So I just fired this morning. Yay, back up and running. All that's good. So thank you, Deanne. I don't feel like I'm looking very good. I feel like I'm really, really tired. So anyway, but thank you. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera down and show you what I'm working on. And we're gonna go to that. All right, here we go. And I'm gonna hide me. I'll keep that coupon there in the corner. No, I won't. I'll get rid of it. Like I said, I'm running on my own tonight, so bear with me. It takes me a second to. All right. And hopefully you can still hear me. If you can't hear me, be sure and let me know. Okay. So, Robin, Deb, anybody, let me know. Making sure I got everything connected correctly. Boy, that's a task when you tear down a computer and you have to reconnect everything and make sure it's all working. So, I had done some underglaze transfers a couple of weeks ago. I've got this plate, and then I've got this other one that I was going to have ready for the kids for Halloween. Well, guess what? That's not going to happen unless I get it in the kiln tomorrow. So thought I would paint on top of some of these. I've never done this before, um, but I thought I'd take you on my journey with me and show you kind of what I'm going to do. I am going to use the Sumi brushes. They're nice and soft. I started one here, and so this one had a smear in it. So I thought, okay, I'll test it on that just to make sure. So this is a transfer that's a hydrangea, which is, I think, between that and a pansy is one of my favorite flowers. Okay. Okay. So I'm good. All right. Great. Thanks, guys. If I miss any questions, I'll go back and answer them afterwards. Okay. So I am using, of course, Colors for Earth color concentrates. Okay. The CCs. They're a translucent underglaze. Um, they are pure pigment in a gel base, so you definitely need to shake them. And you can hear that. Once you shake and agitate them, then they're nice and smooth. Okay. So what I've put out, aren't these cute? These were just some little decals. I thought the kids would think that was adorable. And don't ask me where all of these, some of them are, the Halloween one is Sandbow. These other ones, I think is it Elin or Ellen? I'm not sure how you say it, transfers. So just type in Underglaze transfers in Google and you'll find different companies that have them. So when I had the retreat a week ago, I was showing them and doing a demonstration on how to put these, and I forgot to bring that plate to show you. But anyway, how you could do things on the clay. So we rolled out the clay, put these on, did the cookie cutter, and so I was doing a lot of demos for them, and then they did a plate by themselves. But isn't that fun? I mean, you could just put clear glaze over this and go. But I wanted to make sure that I could do this and it wouldn't smear. Okay, that was my biggest concern with our products. I know that Jessica from Clayshare has done other companies, and she did do some, I think, with Colors for Earth on her Halloween things. And I was frozen on your end. I've got 5 bars, Robin, so I think I'm okay. Picture is frozen. I'm moving my hands. You are frozen on my end. Picture is frozen. Is everybody frozen? Frozen here too. The picture is frozen. Got out, came back in, still frozen. It's not showing frozen on my end. Works now. Okay, Felicia. Hopefully you're moving now. Okay. I don't know what that is. I've got 5 bars as far, and I'm connected with my internet. So it is Saturday. So what I've got out here is 160 key lime. I've got 161 green leaf, and I've got 162 laurel green, all color concentrates. Small semi brush. I wet the brush and just kind of blotted off the moisture, but not all of it. And then tipped into the green, which is the 160, the lightest green. And I tucked that color out on the tip of the leaf where it would be lighter. Grab a little bit more. You don't want to overwork the underglaze transfer because it will, when I tried to kind of dust these off with it was a sponge that wasn't damp, it did kind of smear some of the color. So be gentle on top of those. And these were fired to an 04. This is porcelain clay that I'm working with. So I just picked up 161 green leaf, and I tucked it near the stem, and I'm just working it back into the lighter green. Now I want to make sure that I have some of the middle green on my brush, and I'm going to tip into the darker green, the laurel, and I'm going to tuck it where the shadow would be also. And sit it down, mush, 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 walk it to the right, walk it to the left, and just keep working that until you get a nice blend. I also tucked it and did what I call a tuck and slide down the center vein. So I tucked it in and just kind of did a slide. Okay. So I'm going to go back over here and soften that up. But isn't that fun? And it looks great. So the blue lines will come through. Okay. So keep in mind if you're working with darker concentrates, then you may not see those lines coming through. Okay. So I want to do it on this one. This one has black lines. Isn't that pretty? Like I said, this is porcelain that we did. I had these samples for them to see. So I'm going to load the lightest green, which is key lime, and I'm going to work on this one back here, and I'm going to tuck that in place, sit it down, and just push and kind of tap, 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 tap. I'm not lifting up and down, up and down. Okay, so I'm not going like this. I'm staying on the piece and just bouncing it. Just to kind of even out the coverage would be a good way to look at it. And then I'm going to turn it around, turn it around. Hey, Nancy. I'm going to grab a little bit more of that light green because I didn't have very much left on my brush. And then I picked up the middle green, which is the key lime, tuck it in at the base where it's going to be darker. Sit it down, mush, 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 walk it to the right, walk it to the left. And I can even bring this down one side if I want there to be more of a appearance of shadow there. Now I grab some of the laurel green on the tip of my brush, tiny bit, very strong color, very, very strong, and did the same thing. And I feel the clay is sucking the color out of the brush. So I'm going to make sure that I have definitely some of that second green in my brush really well before I start that third color. I'm going to let this dry, which is what I did on some of these here a little bit, and then I'll do the center vein, okay? Every now and then you're a frozen. I've got 5 bars, so I'm not sure. Leave it to me. It could just be uh, weather. We had so much rain. Did Lucy get on? Hey, you're on. Hey there. How are you? So I'm just going to wipe out the dark just by 1, 2. That's it. Don't keep sucking all the color out. You don't want to waste your product. Going back into the light color, and let's go over to this one over here. So you can kind of draw it in, so to speak, for that tip. And then see my brushes all the way down. Press it down, walk it back and forth. So really you're technically almost applying 2 coats because I'm messing with it for a length of time. I'm getting more light green and I'm going to add it on there. Then I'm going to turn, okay? Could be Facebook. Yeah, it could be, guys. Who knows? Let's don't jinx me. I've almost got everything working. I feel like I've been put back in time trying to get everything up and going. And I still have a lot of web work to do. A lot of pictures got deleted, so bear with me on that. I spent all day yesterday working on that, and I've had a headache for 2 weeks just dealing with all this. Okay, so I've got the medium in my brush, picking up the dark, tuck that dark, and it's a good thing to start in the middle and then work right to left or left to right, either way. That way the color disperses evenly and you don't have to, you don't get a large amount of dark and then you have nothing by the time you get across your piece. And then I'm going to go down this side a little bit just for something different. Okay. You can still see those lines through there. We're going to mist it. I'm going to mist this one just first. So see, when you mist that, you can see the lines come through. I don't want to mist this one right now because I'm working and I don't want the areas to be damp. Otherwise, they won't accept the color. Hey, Bridget, thanks for joining me. Okay, so one of my questions to you guys is I've been doing YouTube, and because Facebook's been kind of persnickety. So would you rather watch on YouTube or on Facebook? I'll try to do both like I was doing, but they are doing so much building around me that, and they're not building any more internet towers, and it's eating up my internet speed and power. So, and I always share it over to Facebook no matter what. But at least on YouTube, you know where to go find it, and trying to find it through my feed on Facebook sometimes can be a pain in the butt. Sorry, but that's just it. You can see me missed. It froze again. Really. I don't have any errors on my end at all. I've got 5 bars on my internet. Tell me if it's back, Robin. Hey, Brenda. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm going to keep going. The replay should be fine. See, that's one of the reasons on YouTube I like it. So, middle green, pick up the dark green, add that near the stem and where the shadow will be, and just keep working it back and forth until you get a nice soft transition. You see that? Isn't that pretty? You believe it's Facebook, Nancy says. It did it to me this morning. Oh, really? Okay. Keeps going in and out. I'm in Florida. Well, I have no weather going on right now. We had torrential rains yesterday. Wipe out the dark on your sponge and go back into your light green. Of course, you could change these up and do some with just the middle and the dark, or not put any dark. I mean, you can do a little bit of everything depending on what colors you have. We could put yellow on one of them. So I'm going to go halfway to 3/4 of the way with the light color. Turn around, pick up the middle green, start at the base, sit it down, mush, 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 walk it to the right, walk it to the left, and then I'm going to add a little bit of that middle green back in my brush. I'm going to tip into the dark green Laurel and add a little bit of it over there. Okay. Going in and out. It's got to be Facebook. I could go YouTube. If you guys want me to switch over, I can go to YouTube, but there's quite a few of you on here. So, okay, I'm going to rinse my brush and I'm going to work on the flowers. So I've put out here light cerulean 150, and my labels are terrible because I abuse and use my jars. 151 cerulean and 152 deep cerulean. My favorite colors. You guys probably know that you're probably sick of them from me using them all the time. I got here a little late. Hi, Holly. How are you? I haven't heard you out there in a long, long time. What material are you painting? This is porcelain clay that I rolled out and then I shaped it. I put what's called an underglaze transfer on here. And I've done some other little pictures and slideshows on it that you can go back and look at some of those. And now I'm fired these to 04 bisque. And now I'm coming on top and I'm adding color. Okay. So let's mist this one. I'm going to stay back a little bit so you can see how the veins, there you go, come through. So these are, I'm only going one time on this. So these are translucent underglazes. So that black should come through. You could paint it on if you wanted, as far as like, I'll go back to this one here. So if you wanted, but you're going to see every single stroke when you paint. Okay. But the Sumi brushes, of course, are the smoothest, I think, out there. And you're going to have less smearing with the underglaze transfers, and you will see less brush strokes with your color application. Okay. And then this one has, it's behind, so I'm going to come in here and add that dark. Kind of pat, pat, pat. So my brush, the bristles are all the way down. Okay, they're flat. See that? They're flat. I'm scared to death to change and put another camera on because I might do something wrong. Hey, Marie. I'm so happy to be back. You guys don't know. You're in my world right now. So to be gone, it's been a tough week, needless to say. Okay, so you could take a liner brush and you could pull in your stems. Always wet your brush first, blot it on the paper towel, and then I would grab like both of those greens, create another green, and you could come in here and paint right in between. If you wanted them to have a little more brown on it, you could do that. Now, some of this, where it's got a lot of shading already on it, like here, you could leave some of that just in the background and do a two-tone type, some colored, some not. You can also come in with a little bit of water and you could thin that down a little bit. Just be careful if you put too much water on these underglaze transfers, you could start to move them. Okay, that would be my first concern. This is my first time painting on top of one. So you're learning as I learn. Okay. All right. So, and I thought with like this guy, this is a darker green. I'm going to go to the medium Sumi brush and I'm going to use the leaf, the 161, and I'm just going to paint over the top of it. I thinned it down slightly, but maybe I wanted the whole background to be a green. Trying to be very careful not to overwork because I have water in the color and I need more color. But it would be fun. I mean, I think my granddaughter would love something like this to set on her dresser, to put her earrings in. And this is, I believe this one is a sandbow Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I think it depends on where you're from, how you say things. Um, Underglaze decal. But if you just search for Underglaze decal, did you bisque after you applied the transfer? Yes, I applied the transfers to the wet clay, and then I cut it, shaped it, and then waited and fired it to bisque. So these are 04 after I put the underglaze. I keep wanting to call them a decal, but they're an underglaze transfer. Okay, so I'm just painting that edge to match. You could do this with the color strokes also. Just remember with the color strokes, well, okay, if you put the color concentrates on the bottom of your cone 5, cone 6 clay, it could leave an imprint on the shelf, meaning like if I had, when I did my tiles, I wrote the numbers on the bottom of each test tile, and that number was on my kiln wash shelf. So if I put something on the bottom here, I don't want to, it could be like if I painted it all green, I could do that and then just glaze the other areas. But whatever is touching the shelf there, it can mirror that onto your shelf. So just be careful. Do not do not put color strokes on the bottoms of your pieces because they do have a frit in them and they will stick. Okay. Thank you, Miss Robin. It's been crazy. I was up till 1 o'clock last night trying to get updates on the website. And then 4 hours today, bless Miss Teresa that lives across town, helped me for 4 hours this morning trying to get things finalized on the website. Bless her heart. She's a lady that does glass that I met at a meeting. Did you bisque after you applied? Yeah, okay, so I answered you. I just wanted to make sure I'm getting all the comments as they're coming in. Okay, so you could put 1 to 2 coats, but I thought that would be kind of cute. See that? So the dark's going to show through. So that color was 161, and I'm pretty sure that that dark green decal will be like a 162 color. So it would be more of this color, okay, that decal or underglaze transfer, okay? All right. So one of the things I did on one of the pieces, um, I don't have my, I'll do it with this one, that I did with like the square plate, did the transfer and there was these open areas. So I thought, well, why can't I come in, and this is a really darker blue, so I think I'm going to go to 143 sapphire blue. Let me shake them up, and I'm going to add some stroke work, thick color. This is 143 sapphire, so I'm going to thin it slightly just with my brush. I think you can see that. And I've got the number 2 3600 number 2 liner. So I'm just thinning down one side of it, and I'm going to put some comma strokes on here just for something extra. So you could come in and accent some of your decal underglaze transfer. So isn't that fun? How you can fill in some of that background. So I'm just doing some comma strokes. But you could do it in a different color. Absolutely. Any questions about this? Let's see. Need a smaller brush. You could put dots. I mean, there's so many different things you could do. So even if you didn't want to try, you don't have success, painting on top of the transfers, then maybe just try accenting. Um, like if you had a holly one that had holly on it, you could do red. You could take one of our reds and add berries to it. Okay. And even like down here, if you wanted that area to be solid, just a little press, pull, lift, press down, pull. and lift. Do I dare? I froze again. You didn't see a few comma strokes. Yeah, that's all I did, Robin, was just kind of randomly fill in some of the area. So, like if I wanted to put another one there. But isn't that fun? So you've got one, this came off the same underglaze sheet. So you can see how that adds a lot to it, or you can just keep it simple and just clear glaze. Either one works very nicely. I'm a person that needs to figure out when to quit, which I usually don't, and I just keep adding. I was trying to think if I want. I mean, you could come back even with black strokes if you wanted. See how fun that makes it? Frozen on your end. I've got 5 bars, guys. I think it. Somebody said it could be Facebook. I'm sorry. All I can say is come back and watch the replay and see if it takes care of the frozen. Speaking of frozen, it was only 53 here yesterday, I think it was. Crazy. I love it, but a lot of people didn't, especially with the rain makes it cold. I would rather have it cold than hot. Never have liked the Texas temperature. Me thinks it's Facebook. Frozen here. You have to put up with it. Okay. It just started moving again. I don't know. Because, like I said, I usually, when I'm doing the broadcast, my bars will tell me on the program that I use exactly what's happening. And when Jenny has told me that I need to slow down or something, then I usually have some yellow, but I've got 5 green bars. So I'm not sure what the deal is. I hope it's just Facebook. Okay, so anyway, that just gives you some ideas. Hopefully opens up, a whole nother world for you. Let me clean that brush out. So there you go. Aren't those fun? And they're just little flowers. And I have a little shape that was something that went with my ceramic molds. Anyway, I just pushed them down in there. And of course, you could do them in different sizes and layer them up and make flowers. Okay, so let's go back to this. Hopefully, the frozen thing we can rewatch. You're worth it. Oh, thank you. Well, hopefully, the replay will be better. But like I said, I've got 5 bars. Yeah, I've got 5 green bars. Okay, so now I've got the 150 light cerulean, and I'm going to tuck it at the tip of the petal, and I'm only going to do about 2 at a time because I want to make sure it's kind of wet for blending. So I've went about halfway. I'm going to kind of wipe some of that out, pick up the cerulean, the 151, and tuck it near the center where it's going to be darker. Push down, set it down, mush, mush, mush. See how I'm walking back and forth to get it to blend and to be a soft transition from one color to the other. And because these are in a gel base, it's going to keep them open longer. Now, if you find you're having a problem, you could mix your CSP01 gloss medium with it to do 50-50 to do this application. It's beautiful there, Lucy says, in Georgia, but rain tomorrow. I think we're supposed to have rain. Well, we're supposed to have some more today, but I don't know that we're going to get it. I'm kind of sick of it. It rained. Of course, I'll kick myself for saying that because Texas doesn't get a lot of rain, and we need it. It's just I don't like to fire my kiln when it rains, and I need to fire. So that's my reason. So I'm going to kind of wipe that out. You could go in with the deep cerulean if you wanted. So maybe there might be a couple of them that we want a little bit darker. So I'm going to start with the cerulean. And I'll do 2 of them at a time. And I'm always aiming the brush where I want the color. Then I turn it around, pick up the next color. This is the deep cerulean. Ooh, that's pretty. And I'm tucking it in there. So you can have some of these petals one color and some of them another color. Fun. I'm going to wipe out the dark, pick up the cerulean, and do the other 2 that are attached to that one. So hopefully this gives you some ideas on how you can use your colors for earth with your underglaze transfers, or just if you were doing it without and you made a pattern, you could do the same thing. And then you would just put your outline or detail on the top if you didn't have the transfer underneath. Does that make sense? Hopefully. So you may have some light, some dark. I'm going to rinse that brush, blot out the moisture, and I'm going to go back in to the light cerulean. I'm going to go over here, so about halfway down. You can do 2 at a time. You really need it wet on wet to blend, and with the clay absorbing the product so quickly, I'd be hesitant to go do all of my lights, all of my darks. I think you're going to see exactly where you start and stop instead of it blending nicely for you. So keep that in mind. And then in with the middle color. Okay, so you can do, I put out a yellow here. This is 620, or excuse me, 123 sunflowers. And we can add that to the centers. I'm just going to take the tip of my liner brush and you can add that in. So if I want to go back to this one over here, same thing. You can just add that wherever your centers are and kind of tap it in. Some of them don't, they're all over each other, so there's hard to find. There's one over here. You could even add a little bit of green to that if you wanted. You don't have to just stick with just the yellow. And you could even go in and do those to begin with if you wanted. If you think that you want to get that in there, you know, it'll keep you more focused. You can do that. Hey, Jackie, how are you? I'm testing equipment and making sure that, other than Facebook seems to be stalling, I think everything's working okay, which is good. I need good things. I need good vibes right now. I'm worn out from all the problems. I tell you, not good. All right. And I have to tell you, I had a customer, I won't say who it is. I don't want to point her out, but when I posted the other day all the issues I was having, she picked up the phone and called me from Florida. Try not to get emotional about it, and just wanted to give me a hug through the phone. And she is going through so much more than I am, and she was so thoughtful to do that. I just thought that was awesome. It made my day. Of course, I cried, but it was very touching that she took time to do that. And all of you guys that have commented and sent best wishes. Um, you know, and then my girlfriend Tammy's mother passed yesterday, and I have another best friend from grade school that her mother's on hospice at home. So it's a lot going on in the world, I tell you. It takes you down when it comes all at once, unfortunately. So I'm just adding a little bit of green on top of that on the yellow areas. Okay. Okay. So do you want to see another leaf? Yes. More flowers. I'm not going to, we'll do one more leaf on here. And I think what I'll do is let's add some yellow to it to start with. So the sunflowers, the 123. Let's put the yellow out here at the tip and maybe just kind of down. There's a curve, of course, to the plate here, so I would pick the most difficult one. So just a little ways. Now I'm going to leave that yellow in the brush. I'm going to pick up the key lime 160, and I'm going to go back to the base down here where it's darker and add that to start with. I've still got the yellow in the other end of my brush. That's kind of pretty, huh? So like I said, I've never used the color over these Underglaze transfers, so I'm learning along with you guys. But I figured I might as well take you on the journey with me. Okay. All right, so it could just be that. It could just be left those colors. Isn't that pretty? Just for something different. Hey, Miss Jan, how are you? Do you have a book to show here? Do you have a book to show here you do these different techniques? I don't actually have a book. Just on the YouTube playlist has different, like, ceramics, glass, then products, color concentrates on glass, color concentrates on ceramics. So there's just a playlist out there on all the different videos. Okay. Thanks, Karen. Thanks, Deb. Hey, Miss Lori Shearsman, how are you? You made it. I popped on. I was missing you guys, so I thought I'd come on and say hello. All right, I'm going to do another yellow one over here. Anytime you add some of those lighter ones or different colors in your design, make sure that your design is balanced. You don't want it too heavy on one side and not on the other. So just, it's kind of like when you do an odd numbers of petals, odd numbers of flowers. Same thing with your color decoration. Just make sure it looks balanced when you do it. So push down, sumi brush, sit it down, mush, mush, mush. Isn't that pretty? You know, we could even add a little blue to those too. I'm going to add some cerulean. I'm going to come in here and just give it a little hint off to one side. I'm pointing my brush where I want it. I like that. And maybe a little hint over here where that flower is coming on top of it. That's kind of fun. I don't know that you can really see that blue in there. It kind of blends in with it, but it is there. Fun, fun. All right. That's okay. Don't worry about it, Felicia. Don't you hate those gremlins that take over your keyboard and the autocorrect? That's what just kills me. Is it's like that's not what I said. We got to learn to read what we're putting down before we send it off. I tell you, I'm getting worse and worse about that all the time. Okay, so I've got the light cerulean, and these are a little bit smaller, so I am going to go ahead and do all 4 petals of this little group with the light on the tip. And then I'm going into the cerulean, the 151, and tuck it in. And then I've got this one here. That one was behind it. I skipped over. And we have the different size sumi brushes. So I'm using the small. If you wanted to use the mini, you could go to the mini. I don't think I got one out. No, I didn't. Just remember when you start going really small, you start seeing more brush strokes. Okay, so be really careful with that. So I got out of the line. I'm going to swish it back with just clean water. And I'm got to be careful because that black could start smearing. But I think I got that off of there. So I just pushed it. So I just kind of swished it back and forth and pushed it back towards where it was supposed to go. Okay. Thank you, Miss Kim. I hope we can watch it. This will be on replay here, and I will download it to YouTube also, Jan. So don't worry about that, okay? So this is porcelain clay that I rolled out, and then I put an underglaze transfer on top. Like I said, I think this is Elan, Elan, I think is who does these and this one. Okay. So this one is more of a cerulean color. I need more space. So what I was thinking, I'm going to go to my medium sumi because these are larger petals. Okay. I'm going to wet the brush, drag off the excess color or excess water, and then I'm going to go into the cerulean, the 151, and I'm going to tuck this out here on the tip. But this is a 04. This has been to 04 bisque. And then I will clear glaze after I do my color decoration and fire to cone 6 because this is porcelain. Now, if you were on earthenware, you would fire to the appropriate cone. So I could just add a little bit of color out to the edge. I feel like I've got green in my brush. Let me check it. Nope. Okay. And then if I wanted the darker, I don't know that I want to really put the dark on, but well, this is a test. I could come in with the dark down at the base or down towards the throat of that petal and then just walk it back. Let the water kind of bleed the color back into the petal. It does look like it has some green. It could be part of that underglaze transfer. Like I said, I've not used these. Let me do another petal and see if I get the same thing. So tuck it in, sit it down, mush, mush, mush. Always aim the color where you want it to go. Aim it. Tuck it. Tuck it in place. There is a little bit of that green hue. So it could be some green that's in that color from the underglaze. And you could even just do that and not do the center. That would be beautiful also. Hey, Julie Soper. Long time no see. How are you, girl? Oh, everybody's jumping on. Maybe Tuesday nights are not the best night. Maybe I need to do a different night. I was bored. No, I shouldn't say I was bored. I just needed to get these done. I've been waiting to do them because I didn't have a computer. I can't record because it's all on the same computer. So, but luckily that was a inexpensive fix. So hopefully I won't have any trouble. You know, computers we can't live without them. We can't live with them half the time. So doing good. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So that's kind of what I would do with that. I mean, there's really no background. So you might pick out one flower and do it. And then I might do this flower here and come over here and do one and then leave the others with just the lines. I think that would be very elegant. Okay. Just a thought. Now I am covering up like all those center stamens. They may come back out, but I could always take my liner brush, my 3600 number 2 Polinsky liner, and I could take the deep cerulean, which is down in the throat anyway, and I could come in here and pull in additional little hat pin strokes coming out from that center, and that would give it a little more detail. So don't hesitate to add stuff. You don't have to go off of just what's there. Okay, so that's fun. What do you think about that? I like that. So it's kind of what you're seeing here anyway on these little ones. I'm just going to make them more pronounced and a little bit longer. Those are underneath it. If they show through, great. It's just more detail, more depth. Okay. All right. So let's move on to another one. I want to work on this one for the kids. So this is a GR pottery form that I shaped it in. This is Sandbow. Like I said, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Underglaze transfer. So let's see. So if I wanted like
red on the candies, I could come in. Let's do 11, red geranium. And you can do any color combination. So I've still got just a little bit of water in my brush, but it's not running off. And because these are translucent, I'm going to get a little bit more water. Those black lines from the Underglaze transfer will show through. And this is just adding color on top of that. And I'm pretty much using it full strength, but I did have just a touch of water in my brush just to help it glide on there a little bit smoother. So you can still see the black through there. And if you wanted to come, over here and you wanted to paint just every other, which I'd probably get my liner to do this, but this is just the small sumi brush. You could put it over the areas that are shadowed, and they would be red with shadow and leave the white, which is what I should have done probably. But I can do another one that way. And just be as picky as you want or be loosey-goosey with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Haha. You like the shape of this? Isn't that fun? This is Debbie De La Cruz Designs cookie cutter. Um, she has a ton. And I believe I put that on the post where I posted these after I made them. And actually I did the decals or the Underglaze transfers too are listed on there. So if you go back to some of the photos on my page, you will see that. And I think I may have even made a little short video with all that showing. And Miss Kim Walker, I bought some cat ones of these Underglaze transfers. I'm going to make you a cat thing when I have time. But I had you in mind when I saw that. I was like, oh, okay. She needs a dish with a cat, right? You like the Halloween tray, Karen? Yeah, this is for my grandkids. We're having their birthday party tomorrow. Their birthdays are November 1st and 2nd. And so far, they're having it on the same day. So we got one turning 13. Oh my gosh. And the other one, Finley will be 5. It's hard to believe. Hard to believe. So fun. Let's get some orange. Isn't the top of the candy corn yellow? I don't eat candy corn. And the bottom orange? Is that right? Somebody tell me in the chat. Tell me what the order of it is. Your birthday's tomorrow, Jackie. Well, happy birthday. Tomorrow uh, is also my husband's birthday. So I'm kind of glad we're having a party. What do you like to use under porcelain when you fire to cone 6? I put, so when I will put like the resist on here. I don't know if you've seen that, Julie. Hold on, let me look and see if I've got it behind me or not. Mr. Marks, yeah, hold on. Let me stand up and get it. And Jessica uses this, so I use Mr. Marks wax on. 70%, I even wrote it on my bottle, 70% wax to 30% water, and mix it up in a little cup. And then I use the foam brush, the little foam brushes that we use to do the outer edge. Use one of these, and I'll apply to the bottom. And then I will put alumina hydrate on the shelf so that it has those little ball bearings basically underneath it so it can shrink and move. Okay. Yellow on the top. So yellow goes on the very top and then orange on the bottom. Okay. Thank you. Isn't that terrible? I don't eat candy corn. So we can do yellow. See if we've got another one aimed the same way. And I probably shouldn't have let that go down, but it can be a little lighter. And then orange on the bottom. And this is Florida orange that I'm using, 116. And the yellow I'm using is 123 sunflowers. Oops. Oh no, Libby. Oops. White on the top. Did you tell me wrong? Is it white, yellow, orange? Candy corn. Tip is white. Middle is. Oh no, you guys. Okay, I'll scratch those off and do those. White on the top, orange in the middle, and yellow at the bottom. Orange in the middle. Well, that's going to go over the top of that black. That's not going to be. We'll see if we can get it to cover. Okay, orange in the middle. We'll see what happens. The kids won't care. They won't care. And then yellow is on the bottom. I guess I should have looked at a picture of it, huh? I wasn't even thinking. Like I said, I don't like the taste of them. There's some people, I think you either like them or you don't like them. Too sweet. So, what color do you think I should do? I think I'll just leave these. I could put a gray on the skull, but then you've got this kind of candy apple with the dripping. So, I may put some red underneath for that apple. Does that, let me turn it around so see it's like an apple and then it's got the melting caramel. We could put like a wash of a brown on there. You think that would look okay? What you guys is you can do yellow on top of the brown on the bottom also. Okay. Okay. Oh, on top of that orange. I want the orange in the middle. You guys are going to start confusing me. Trying to look up and see what I'm. Lavender on the skull. Ooh, Libby. That's a good thing. Guess what? I got orchid bloom right here. Let's do that real quick. Yes, white on the top, orange in the middle, and yellow at the bottom. So that is correct. All right. Let's put a little dot of, this is 638 orchid bloom. And you want it on this skull, right, Libby? I think that's what you were talking about. Lavender or light blue on the skull. Well, we could do some of both. Let's try the lavender. But what about on top? And then the brown on the apple one, you think? Somebody tell me what they think. I know Robin would love this because she loves purple, and so do I. It was my wedding color. So I'm a purple girl. And I'm just trying to, this is an opaque underglaze, the color strokes. So you got to be careful not to get too heavy with it, okay? You love the skull with the witch's hat. Oh, that one. Okay. So do we do it a different color? Like the light blue? Lavender or light blue on the skull? So somebody tell me what color we should do the witch's hat one. And I'll work on, I'm going to thin this slightly, just add a little bit of water just so it's not too thick and too opaque. So somebody will have to tell me what they think I should paint. I thought I had this all planned out, and then I started asking you guys, which is fine. Usually I know what I'm going to do. Tonight I'm winging it. I'm winging it. What a fun piece. It is, Julie. Isn't that? I think the grandkids will love it. Green. There you go. Green on the witch's hat. So maybe go with the lighter green. Let's try that. Libby says green. And eerie green. Eerie, you want the light one or the middle green? We got key lime and we got leaf. We could do a little bit of both. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's quite a few of them. So let's start with key lime and put it on. So I'm using the semi brush to keep it nice and smooth. And I think that will make a big difference on not smearing that underglaze transfer because it can still smear until you've glazed it, okay? What do you think about that? He's kind of fun, huh? So let's do a couple of green ones. Let's go over here and do this one green. I'm going to bring it around the side. I'll probably do an edge on this later. Okay, you like that, Libby? Thank you. Isn't the melty face one actually a pumpkin? Is it a pumpkin or an apple? Hmm. It's got the long stem. So put orange here, and then I think it could be either. But you're right. It's probably a pumpkin. I was thinking candy apple, type thing. What are they called? Where you dip them? I'm having a brain. My brain's not thinking right. Okay, so let's do another one green. Let's see. I'll put this one over here. And there's one there. So you think I should do, it could be a pumpkin. Okay. I thought it was a melted cupcake. So see, I think everybody, I guess because of the rounded bottom, the way it is, it's kind of shaped like an apple, and it has, oh, it could be a cupcake because of the long, this could be like a wick, I guess. Yeah. Hmm. I don't know. How about orange? We'll do one. We'll do them different colors. See what we like when it fires. The kids are not gonna care. So I'm just gonna take the 116 Florida orange and paint over that. And I'm hoping that the colors are not too thin and that they'll actually come out because I'm used to doing multiple coats on things. Well, piddling with it, doing coats. Melty one, yellow on the top, orange on the bottom, melting. Oh, okay. All right. Maybe the larger melted face could be a pumpkin and the smaller could be an apple. Is there? Oh, I see. So there is a little one. Well, I already did this one in the orange. And what'd you say, Rosemary? Yellow on the top melting? Yeah, yellow. That works. That would work too. I'm kind of getting messy here. Put it in the face. I need to get a smaller brush. And I'm not going to stay on here and do this whole thing, guys. I just wanted to come on and say hello and test the equipment. And did I miss you? Okay. Cindy, hey there. I have seen that melty graphic in other places, and it was done as a caramel apple. See, that's what made, I thought it was that when I first looked at it. That was my first. Frozen for a short time, working now. Okay. The melty ones do kind of have a pumpkin face cut out. Yeah, they do. That's kind of why. But I really thought it was a candy apple type thing. So I don't know. I'm going to make one an apple. I'm going to put the red. I'll do it on, I don't know, a smaller one over here. You see that? Yeah. Now, I won't get this in time for Halloween, of course, but because I've got other things, retreat pieces that have to get fired for those ladies. I know I've had a lot of people ask about coming to a retreat. I can only do 4 people at a time at my home studio. So if it's something you're interested in, use gold on top for the candy apple. That's true. I could do that. If the retreat is something you're interested in, message me and let me know, and I'll put you on the list. I don't have any dates. It'll be next year, of course. And it just depends on if my life simmers down and calms down. So we pulled Vitrograph and the twist, and we did clay, and then we painted on glass, and I've posted all the pictures of everything. So see, that one's kind of the red for the apple, and then I could do a brown, or I could do the yellow on top, I guess, for the drips. Hey, Paula. Hey, Joy. How are you? Looks like it is a fun piece. Yeah, it's all good, no matter. Okay. Um, so you could come in with the yellow, the 123 sunflowers, and we could put the yellow on top, and I could get some brown and put it on there too. I think I need to get out my mini sumi brush. Is what I need to do. I didn't get it out. Let me see if I can find it. Probably not. No, it's not handy. Of course. All right. So anyway, like I said, this was just a little quick demo to kind of let you guys know what I was working on. But the ladies did the clay and glass. They have been here before, all but one of them. And I think this was their fourth time here. So they kind of got the run of everything and got to do pretty much whatever they wanted. So I will do more structured ones. And we can do ceramic or we can do just glass. And that saves me from going on the road. Okay, brown would be too dark. Actually, Libby, if we take a brown and thin it down, because the burnt sienna is the 186 burnt sienna. Let's do one. Let's just do another small one. And where is one? There. And I'm going to thin that down. And let's just try it and see. I think that would work. I'm just using like the tip of the brush and letting that kind of flow on there, but I've got it thinned almost like watercolory thin because I don't want it to cover up the black lines and end up solid there. Like I said, the kids won't care what this looks like. They'll think it's cool no matter what. I'll be ahead for next year, right? Okay. So see that brown? It's not too bad. You can see, I don't know if I can get close enough that you can see the lines still through it. It's a little hard for you guys to see it, but you can see the lines in there. Okay. So what else? You said a skull, maybe blue for the skull on one of them. We could do like the cerulean, then down one corner of it. Hey, Miss Isabel, all the way from Colombia. Thanks for popping on. How are you? Miss Isabel, you guys need to follow her. She is an awesome artist, very inspirational, let me tell you. Far better than I am. She is wonderful. She does acrylics. And she has a YouTube channel also. Okay. So that's kind of fun. So I think I'll just do a random, a whole bunch of different colors on there. I think that would be fun to do. Please show it when it's fire. I will. I will post. Absolutely. You're welcome, Nancy. All right. How long have I been on here? I don't even know what time I started. An hour. I've been on an hour. Okay. So anyway, so see this one here. And if you missed the beginning, here is the hydrangea. So this one, I had one that was in blues that was kind of messed up and smeared. So I tested and worked on that one first and then started on this guy here. And I was just using the cerulean colors, the light cerulean, and deep cerulean. So I can come in here and just paint, kind of tap in those colors. I really like the hydrangea one. That's my favorite. Yes, she does, Robin. And I am very fortunate, and so is Robin, to have one of her original paintings, Miss Isabel. She was very kind and sent us one. I think we're her biggest fans. Actually, I have one of her paintings as my screensaver on my computers, just for an inspiration. Always there, telling me to up my game. So I'm just doing lighter blue, the darker, tucking it in, set it down, mush, mush, mush. So, like I said, I may leave some of it, especially on this guy. I think I'll do like this flower. I'll come over here and do some, and over here and maybe off the edge, but I'm going to leave the lines on some of them where they just stay the way they are. I think that will be awesome. And it's less work, you know? Thank you, Libby. Well, these are the transfers. So I did not, I didn't do the line work. I cheated. I cheated with this one and let the decal or the underglaze transfer, everybody calls them different things, do the work for me. I have done it. But I was like, well, this is way too easy. Why not? Right? All right, guys, I'm not going to keep you on here for all of this. I know some of you say you could sit and watch me paint all day, but I'm kind of tuckered out and ready just to go chill for a little bit. I got a glass kiln firing, sagging some pieces. I'll show you those tomorrow. And all I've got in the big kiln is coasters for the retreat ladies. So I'm bisquing those so that they can do their own. Well, I can show you one of them. Hold on, let me do this. I brought one over here because I told them I would tape something for them because we couldn't make their things and fire them and get them to the point like this while they were here. So we did, I believe, I don't remember whose pin this is, so I'm not going to lie. But it's a snowflake pin. Okay. So I thought it would be beautiful just by doing the ceruleans. Here I go again, right? So I'm going to add just a little bit more of these out there. Okay, I'm going to switch back to the medium sumi brush. Put a little bit of water in my brush to thin this down slightly. And you can wipe it over the areas, and then you can come back and wipe it back with a sponge. And I should have, yeah, I've got one there. So I'm going to randomly place this color. This is the 150, so light cerulean, on my piece. And then I'm going to come in there with some cerulean, the 151, and overlap. Make sure you get it down in all those little crevices. And I have nothing in, these are straight from the bottle, color concentrates. I haven't added anything. If your clay is grabbing really bad, you can add the CSP01 gloss medium. Don't get that confused with glass medium for my glass people on the website. I've had some of you order it, and if you've ordered all ceramic products, I usually contact you and say, hey, is that really what you meant to buy? And there usually is not. So I do try to watch out for you, just in case. Can't wait to see how much the black underglaze decals. Me too, Libby. Like I said, first time using these, so I'm anxious. It'll be a couple of days. I just have to, because the only ceramic kiln I have is my TNF 24, so it's big. So I usually want to wait. But I have a bunch more. I have some more pieces I have to put in for abyss firing, so I'll try to get that done, and then I'll be ready for a glaze firing. I'm going to thin this down a little bit. Now, you could use a fan brush if you wanted. I just happen to have this here. I'm just grabbing both colors, putting them on there. Need some more of this one. I don't think I'm going to use the deep cerulean. I think that's too dark for this particular piece. This would be really pretty to come back after it's glaze fired and do mother of pearl on it. That would be really pretty. and maybe even some silver or white gold. That would be fun too. All right. So, did anybody put in whether they'd rather have Facebook or YouTube? I think YouTube is more stable right now, honestly. I'm open to suggestions. So, tell me what you're thinking. I got to get my sponge. Okay. So, I'm dampening my sponge. I still see a couple of little areas here. And there's one there. As soon as I turn it in different directions because you don't think you've got it. You think you've got it, and you turn it, and then you don't have it. And then I'm just going to wipe it back. Constantly changing the area of the sponge that you're using because otherwise you're just moving it around, not removing it. I'm going to rinse that sponge out and wipe. So constantly change. If you wipe too much off, put it back on. It's okay. Isn't that pretty? Soft, subtle, and you really never know that there's two blues on there, but there is. YouTube, Jackie says. YouTube. Okay. All right. Much better. All right. I will do that. I just wanted to test the equipment here, and I figured you guys were the best to tell me if it was working. I've frozen several times in the last 10 minutes. Okay. And I'm still showing 5 bars, so I don't know. All right, guys. I hope you like this. Hope it gives you some ideas, things to do. Let's miss this one so you can kind of see it once again. That'll allow you to see some of the lines through. Okay. You could always thin the color down and make it more of a watercolor if you wanted, because they are pretty strong. Okay. All right. So let me. Okay. I'm back. Let's do this one instead. All right. Okay, guys, I am going to sign off. Hopefully, you enjoyed this. Good to see you. Oh, I wish I could see you guys. We need to do a Zoom. I'm thinking, and I know a lot of my acrylic friends are wanting ready for the my third annual ornament class. So I will do that soon. I just have to get through these retreat pieces and that type of stuff first. So I have an idea of what I want to do. So hang in there with me, okay? All right. When I finish these, I'll post them and then I'll show you what they look like after they're glazed, okay? Thanks for joining me. This uplifted my day just to be with you guys, and I feel so much better. I have a website that's working, and I have computer and cameras. Yay! It's a good day. And the kiln's working. It fired okay today, so all 3. Yay! Now just some minor things to get through. Take care, you guys. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. See you Tuesday night, okay? All right. Bye.